All right, hello everyone. This is JT Cestkowski with Status Coup, reporting in partnership with the Midas Touch Network. I am in downtown Chicago in the Federal Plaza, where there is an emergency demonstration that has been organized by activist groups here in the Windy City against the president's illegal war that he is waging on Iran. I want to pan around here and show you this crowd. It seems like we're expecting some speakers up here at the front. You see that banner, No War on Iran. Again, this is just me live out here, one-man banding it, so I am behind the camera as well as occasionally getting in front of it. But I'm going to spin around so that you can see the crowd of perhaps 100 people who have gathered here. You see all of the signs, the American flags, all of that iconography. Some of the press and media that has gathered out here as well to protest an illegal war that is being waged by the President of the United States in combination with allies in Israel against the nation of Iran. Overnight, by now you have seen the news of all of the strikes happening in cities across that Middle Eastern country. And reportedly, the President of the United States as well as Iranian officials are saying that the Ayatollah of Iran is dead. Their head of their government. But crucially, Iran has not confirmed that to be the case. But regardless, there have been extensive strikes inside of that country, the beginning of what is expected to be a prolonged, at least aerial campaign for the U.S., dropping billions of dollars in bombs, inflicting casualties, including reportedly more than 100 students already within Iran. You hear now the chants are getting underway here. And around here to give you a look at where some of these demonstrations are beginning. The pounding of drums, chanting through bullhorns. I want to take this moment while we wait for the protests here to really get underway in earnest to point out that we are the leading on-the-ground national outlet anywhere in this country. There are corporate outlets with many times our resources that are that should be on the ground in the way that we are, constantly on the ground, hearing from people, lifting up the voices of everyday Americans as they come to make their voices heard against their government, whether that be through the brutal tactics that the Trump administration is inflicting on American cities and states through its immigration enforcement agenda, or through its brutal illegal wars that it is carrying out overseas.
No justice, no peace.
We are here to document these stories and cover things in ways that corporate media does not.
U.S. out of the Middle East. No justice, no peace.
And if you think that is important work, please go to statuscoup.com/join. For as low as $5 a month, you go to keep us here on the ground, lifting up these voices of everyday Americans who are taking to the streets to decry the Trump administration's creeping authoritarianism and fascism that it is implementing here on the streets of American cities. We're also not afraid to call a spade, to call out fascism for what it is, to call out authoritarianism for what it is. The heavy-handed tactics of this administration certainly rise to that level. And if you think that more news in this country should be taking its job seriously to actually call a spade and report on facts on the ground as they are, please help build the movement that we are building here at Status Coup. If you cannot afford that monthly cost, we understand. Super chats are always, of course, welcome for even $1 or $2. You go to help cover our extensive expenses that we generate being on the ground in all of these places that we are across the country constantly. And if you can't support us financially, well, then you could subscribe to both ourselves here at Status Coup and our partners at Midas Touch Network so that you are notified every time we go live from protests like this that are bubbling up across this country in a broad-based demonstration against the Trump administration. And of course, the other thing you can do as well is to like this stream, share it. It's the only way we break through on social media algorithms to reach a larger audience, because those algorithms do not value on-the-ground journalism. They actively suppress what is happening here on the ground by not allowing these messages to get out for fear that they are controversial or might stir people's awareness of how corporate power is working hand in glove with authoritarian administrations the world over to suppress the voices of people. So liking, sharing the stream sends a message to the algorithm that this is something people want to see, and we can trick that algorithm into actually broadcasting the truth about what is happening in this country. As billions of dollars of your tax dollars are being spent to bomb children in foreign countries rather than spent on your health care or your education or your child care or your housing or a million other programs that would actually benefit you and the people in your lives.
Killing children is a crime. Killing children is a crime. From Iran to Palestine. From Iran to Palestine. Bombing families is a crime. Bombing families is a crime. From Iran to Palestine. From Iran to Palestine. Bombing schools is a crime. Bombing schools is a crime. From Iran to Palestine. From Iran to Palestine. Bombing families is a crime.
You hear these chants saying bombing schools is a crime, bombing families is a crime.
From Iran to Palestine.
Immediately seizing on some of these tragedies, avoidable tragedies that are happening inside of Iran right now, as American jets and weaponry are used to inflict pain on a country a world away. For what justification? We have not heard a cogent reasoning for going to war in the Middle East again from this administration. Nominally, this is supposed to be about denying Iran the ability to get a nuclear weapon, despite assurances from the Iranian government that they are not and will not pursue a nuclear weapon, from Iran's willingness to sit down at the negotiating table. And yet, this war has gone forward all the same. As the United States acts in concert with Israel.
No more sanctions, no more bombs. No more sanctions, no more bombs. From Cuba to Iran. Cuba to Iran. No more sanctions, no more bombs. No more sanctions.
And there, the chant of from Cuba to Iran, drawing the parallels to another country, Cuba, that the Trump administration has set its crosshairs on for the potentials of regime change. After already carrying out an illegal attack on Venezuela earlier this year.
No more bombs. Iran to the Philippines. From Iran to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. Stop the U.S. war machine. From Iran to the Philippines. From Iran to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. Stop the U.S. war machine. From Iran to the Philippines. From Iran to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. Stop the U.S. war machine. We don't want your fucking war. We don't want your fucking war. We won't be quiet anymore. We won't be quiet anymore.
Showing you this crowd that has gathered here in the Federal Plaza of downtown Chicago as part of emergency protests that have been called across the country to oppose the U.S.'s war in Iran.
We won't stay quiet anymore.
at least 100, if not 2 people.
Palestine to Tehran, from Palestine to Tehran.
Here in downtown Chicago.
With Iran. We say no war with Iran. Palestine to Tehran, Palestine to Tehran. We say no war with Iran. We say no war with Iran. When Iran is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Iran is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Iran is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black people are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When queer people are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Panning over here to show you one of many signs here in the crowd that reads, "The Epstein classes, war, genocide, pedophiles, poverty, fascism, racism, censorship.
What do we do?
The Epstein class loves war."
What do we do? Stand up, fight back. And our communities are...
And earlier today, I was outside of the Broadview, Illinois ICE detention facility, which is the ICE prison here in the Chicagoland area, where I was hearing from activists out there who were drawing connections between the Epstein files, the ICE crackdowns in cities across this country, and the war in Iran. Seeing these things as all being linked, as one distracting from the next, as the Trump administration seemingly haplessly panics and rushes from controversial...
We're waiting for a couple more speakers. Hang with us. For anyone who is breaking fast soon, we have water, we have gates up at the front. Please come and ask. Free, free Palestine!
Saying there, activists just saying that they are going to take a
free, free, free Palestine!
Minute yet to get started as they're still waiting on some speakers. So while we wait on that, I am going to go back into this crowd and try and interview some of the people who are attending these demonstrations.
Not another missile! Not another rocket! Not another missile! Not another rocket! All these wars are just...
Pardon me, folks. I'm a reporter. Would you mind if I interviewed you about what you're doing out here today? Like the message you wanted to deliver?
Not another missile!
That's all right.
Not another rocket! All these wars are just for profit! All these wars are...
What am I out here for? Status Coup, we're an online independent progressive outlet. We also report in Status Coup News. We're an independent progressive outlet. We're also report in conjunction with the Midas Touch Network.
There's no more money for working moms! There's no money for working moms! We spent it all on building moms! We spent it all on...
Pardon me, ma'am. I'm a reporter. Would you mind if I interviewed you about why you wanted to be out here in the Status Coup News, online independent progressive outlet, and in partnership with the Midas Touch Network?
Yeah,
sure. Sure? Yeah. What's your name?
Cameron Landon.
Cameron? Nice to meet you. I'm JT. Here, I'll have you just clip that to yourself real quick.
We're expected on building bombs. There's no money for working moms.
How do I
There's no money for working moms.
Yep, just like that.
We're expected on dropping bombs.
Yep, that's great. All right, Cameron, if I could have you start, just spell your name or however you'd like to be identified.
My name is Cameron Landon. That's CameronLandin.
Cameron, what made you want to be out here as part of these demonstrations against the war in Iran today?
Well, I stand against United States imperialism. I think what the United States is doing in Iran is very similar to what we did in Iraq over 20 years ago. We've already seen us partnering with Israel, a genocidal state, in killing entire schoolhouse of children. This is not going to lead to the desired effects. I do not see this in any way supporting the Iranian people. I believe that we're doing it for resources, for oil, and I fully believe that the United States Congress should invoke the War Powers Resolution to stop this immediately.
You drew that direct parallel to Iraq. Do you fear that this is going to result in the exact same quagmire that we saw in Iraq?
Oh, it will be worse. Because Iran, not only could it could not only be as bad as Iraq, but worse. Just from thinking from a geopolitical perspective here, Iran has tens of millions more people than Iraq. And there is also, I think, a lot of resentment amongst the Iranian people towards the United States, far more than the situation is different and worse than I think was in Iraq even. And I think that really needs to be considered. I think that this is something that could end up even worse.
The Trump administration has tried to justify this war by talking about a nuclear threat from Iran that, so far as we can tell, does not exist. What are some of the actual issues that you're facing in your life or in the lot your family or friends are facing that this administration should actually be trying to address right now?
Affordability, 100% in wages. My mom works as a nurse, and her and her fellow nurses have been seeing not been getting paid what they deserve, barely enough to get by in the hospitals. I see a lot of people in the community that I come from that have really been struggling. We struggle with issues of gentrification. We struggle with issues of housing, ability to afford rent, groceries, and the fact that the Trump administration is not focusing on that, I think, is atrocious.
What's your message to people who might consider themselves to be in the MAGA movement, who voted for President Trump thinking that he would be some anti-war peace candidate?
You know, I come from a community where a lot of my friends and family did actually vote for President Trump. And first, I want to share a message of love that, you know, you are part of this community and that we love you and that you are, you know, people that deserve our love and respect. But you were lied to, unfortunately. And what is happening right now is directly going against what is best for our country. And I'm hoping that we can come together and unite as a country to try and lift each other up, to create an affordable, better country for everyone.
Do you see any connection between the pain that's being inflicted by on countries overseas and like the pain that's being inflicted here through things like the immigration enforcement operations of the Trump administration?
Absolutely, it's one of the same. It's part of a strategy. I think what's most important to recognize is part of a common ethic, a common moral framework that we are seeing played out here. The same rationale that allows them to go in and bomb a schoolhouse full of kids in Iran is the rationale which allows them to put ice on our streets and kill American citizens and round up people that have done absolutely nothing wrong. It's all part of a common moral framework, a common strategy, and a common understanding of power and what they're allowed to get away with.
Do you know or have any direct connections with Iranian people here in the United States or others in like friends, family, anything like that is informing how you're feeling about this conflict?
I've met a few Iranian friends. Yeah, I actually do have an Iranian friend back home who has opinions about this. And the friends that I have are opposed to the Iranian regime, but they absolutely do not think that the United States should be getting involved in the way that they are. And I believe that.
Thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you would want to say while you have the platform?
Sure. I serve as the Vice President of the College Democrats of America. And, you know, I just want to say that what we need right now is a popular front to unite behind against fascism in this moment, to stand up against genocide wherever we see it, to stand up against this authoritarian regime, and to fight back in every way possible.
Do you think that national Democrats, leaders in Congress, are doing enough in this moment to oppose the administration?
No.
What would you like to see them do?
Well, invoke the War Powers Resolution, for one. That's one immediate thing. But we need to recognize this moment that we are in, that we are fighting against fascism, that we need to be on the ground, not only getting more elected leaders of the Democratic Party that are young and progressive and will actually fight back and stand against AIPAC, for example, who are the same donors that donate to the Republicans and Trump. We also just need to be, we need to be incredibly loud, outspoken about these things, every single strategy that we possibly can, and recognize this moment that we are in. If we are truly believe that we are fighting fascism, if that is the moment that we are in, then you stand up. You are on the streets every damn day. You're shouting in Congress every single damn day. You're doing every single piece of procedural bullshit that you can get away with to stymie everything that this administration is doing in the streets, in the courts, in Congress. The National Democratic Party, I fully believe, is not doing enough. I'll work with them because I fully believe that, we're living in a two-party system and we got to work through it. But we need to demand better. Get involved in your local Democratic Party. Get involved in your state party. strategy is to get progressive elected to the office and to take over the Democratic Party, the county parties, the state parties to the DNC.
Thank you very much. I want to go listen in on these speeches. Thank you so much for your time. That's me, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, be in touch. Thanks, man. You're great.
Thank you.
My first name is Y-U-S-U-F,
Pardon me?
and then last name is M-A-S-O-O-D.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
From the belly of the beast! From the belly of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! Hands off the Middle East! From the belly of the beast! From the belly of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! Hands off the Middle East! Good evening, everyone. My name is Nazik Sankari, N-A-Z-E-K-S-A-N-K-A-R-I. I am co-chair of the U.S. Palestinian Community Network. We all stand united today demanding an end to the criminal attack on Iran and demand no more war. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. This morning, Iranians awoke to another bombing campaign carried out by the U.S. and Israel. Israel, still not done with their genocidal campaign against the Palestinian people of Gaza, are attacking Iran with the full backing and support of the U.S. military. And we know exactly why. Because Iran refuses to bow to U.S.-Israeli hegemony in the region, refuses to give up support for the unified Palestinian resistance, and refuses to allow the U.S. to bully it in the nuclear power negotiation. In true Israeli fashion, one of its first targets in Iran was an all-girls elementary school, with a number massacred, so far reaching over 115 children. This is just like in Gaza. This is who Israel is. This is who the U.S. is as they unleash their billions of dollars of weaponry against children, the elderly, civilians. These are the targets of U.S. imperialist wars. Today, Trump admitted that this war has been in planning for months. The criminal Netanyahu announced the date of the attack has been chosen long ago, making it very clear that it was not only about the threat of nuclear weapons. After all, Israel has nuclear weapons, and why would anyone in the region or the world trust that criminal state with them? It was more about crushing the Iranian people's resistance to U.S. imperialism, genocide, and war, as well as attempting regime change. Both Israelis and Trump have said directly and publicly that for weeks they have said this, and the Mossad has publicly announced that it is working inside Iran to destabilize the country. But the people of Iran and the people of the entire region, Palestinians, Lebanese, Yemenis, Iraqis, Syrians, and others, have stood up so bravely against Israel and the U.S., not only in the past 3 years, but for decades. Our people there will not give up or give in to U.S. and Israeli terrorism. They will continue to fight for their freedom, self-determination, and sovereignty, and that demands that we do the same here in the belly of the beast. Unequivocal, unqualified support for the resistance to U.S. and Israeli wars and occupation in Iran, Palestine, Yemen, and Lebanon is our task and our responsibility. Everyone here knows that the people of the world want and need us to rise up, be brave, build the anti-war movement, and stop the U.S. and Israel's war on the Arab world and the Middle East. From the valley of the beast! From the valley of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! Hands off the Middle East! From the valley of the beast! From the valley of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! Hands off the Middle East! Now please help me welcome a 25th Ward Alder Byron Sixto Lopez!
Good afternoon, everyone. Brothers, sisters, and siblings, freedom fighters, thank you for being here today, condemning and denouncing an illegal war, an illegal escalation, a criminal escalation that continues to take the lives of many. This war is not a war on behalf of the American people. This is Netanyahu's war. This is the continuation of occupation, apartheid, and death to the whole global south. That's exactly what Marco Rubio said. That's exactly what these warmonger criminals are doing to innocent people. Today, as Americans, as people who believe that we all deserve the dignity of life, we must condemn what happened this morning, the murder of innocent children, and the continuation of the genocide in Gaza, on behalf of whom? But those who continue to profit from the suffering of people on the global south, and here in our own American cities that also are being occupied by the same criminal forces. Today, we're not only condemning these atrocities, where people in our cities are going hungry. We cannot afford groceries. We cannot afford rent. We cannot afford to live. But yes, we continue to see the bombs dropping on innocent people. We say no more. We say no more wars. We say no genocide. We say no occupation. If it's in Latin America, or it's the Middle East, or Africa, or Asia, we say no more wars. Are we calling once and for all for the impeachment of the dictator-in-chief? We must impeach Trump, or we must do it now. So today, I tell you, brothers, sisters, and siblings, what the propaganda machine continues to try to pitch us against each other. They continue to pitch us north versus north. They continue to pitch us against each other by the skin of our color. But I tell you, there's only one war. That is a class war. And this is the billionaire class, the Nazi, pedophile, billionaire class against the working people. And I tell you, today I'm no more proud to be here. I am so proud of you here in Chicago, fighting for our constituents, fighting for the people. We must organize all working people to defeat the billionaire pedophile Nazi class and to build once and for all international solidarity. My solidarity on behalf of Chicago to all the Iranian people, the working class in Iran, the working class in Latin America, the working class in Africa, the working class in Asia, and American working class. I'm calling on labor leaders, trade leaders, and elected officials to come together and shut it down. We call labor, general strikes, and the impeachment of the bloody dictator in the White House, and justice for the victims of the Epstein files, and justice to all the victims of war crimes. We say, si se puede! Si se puede! Hasta la victoria siempre. Thank you so much.
All right, Chicago, please welcome up singing from People United Against Oppression.
Good evening. My name is Syed Hassan and I'm with People United Against Oppression. Today we wake up to a war that we do not agree with. A war that is opposed by 70% of Americans. The so-called preemptive strike is just another fear-mongering technique to justify an unjustifiable act towards a sovereign state. It turns out you don't need a reason to go to war anymore. Just decide you're going to do it. Come up with a false narrative to push it. For example, we need to bomb Iran as it possesses a threat to the region. Last I checked, it was American owner Israel that had killed tens of thousands of people, children, women, systematically over the course of years. It wasn't Iran. They say, oh yes, but Iran possesses a threat to the region. But last I checked, it's America that conducted regime change and attacked sovereign countries dozens of times in the recent history. It wasn't Iran.
Right.
Who cares about the facts and reality? Just keep on pushing the false narrative, they say. For example, we need to strengthen women's rights in Iran. How? By bombing the country? By massacring 108 young women? Those bodies are still being retrieved from the rubble. This is the same old game. The war machine keeps turning. Take American taxpayer dollars, create the same war, channel the funds through the war, and enriching the elite at the cost of millions of lives. They don't care if the lives are Iraqi, Iranian, or American.
Right.
We need to remember, in the coming days, the American lives that will be lost on the sacrificial altar of Zionism and Israel. Trump prepared the nation for the slaughter in his speech last night.
Tell it.
The reality is that the war has nothing to do with Iran's nuclear objectives,
Right.
which is civilian in nature. It has nothing to do with the protests in Iran, or it has nothing to do with freedom.
Nothing.
We can ask the Iraqi people how that freedom worked out for them.
Yeah.
This is about the Greater Israel Project,
Tell it.
funded by the American taxpayer. Billions of American tax dollars continue to be funneled into the war.
Right.
Dollars that can be invested right here at home. In healthcare, in education, in housing, and not used to do Israel's job for us. The fact is that Iran is being targeted for their unwavering support for our brothers and sisters in Palestine.
Right.
This movement has nothing to do with hatred. It does not have anything to do with division. It's about demanding peace. It is about saying that the endless wars cannot be done anymore. It is about standing for human life. It's about standing for the oppressed people of Palestine and those that are being punished for protecting that right. We call for an immediate end to all aggression against the Iranian nation. Thank you.
Please help me welcome our next speaker, Ali Sarokh, an Iranian community member and refugee rights advocate.
The message is simple. Stop this war. As an Iranian American who arrived here 13 years ago, I'm telling you, stop this war. This is not Iranian war. We don't want this war. We know this is Netanyahu's playbook. He struck this morning, the first hour of this war, he struck school, elementary school. Over 80 little girls were killed. This is Trump war, who is always claiming that he's worried about American taxpayers. What a shame, what a shame. And also I'm here to shame Iranian diaspora who are warmongers, who have been chanting and begging Trump and Netanyahu to strike and bomb Iran. War is not a solution. We have problems, we have challenges inside Iran, but this is our problem, our challenges. We are able, we are mighty, we are strong, taking care of our issues, problems. Bombing, striking, war do not bring democracy to our country. Remember, we had democracy in Iran. Who toppled our democracy? In 1953, the coup against our democracy. Netanyahu is not there to bring our democracy for us. Trump is not there to bring democracy for us. And we know the freedom operations means killing innocent people. Thank you for your support. Thank you.
Alright, next up we have Nashwa from the Palestinian Youth Movement.
Hello, I am here today speaking on behalf of the Palestinian Youth Movement. Last night, while many of us were asleep, the United States and Israel launched a coordinated attack on Iran and officially declared war. Last night, while many of us here were... If it wasn't clear before, it should be clear now that the last few weeks of alleged peace talks with Iran were fake. They were a pretense to amass military assets in the region. In fact, this was the largest buildup of U.S. military equipment and manpower since the invasion of Iraq in 2003. And every step of the way, the U.S. and Israel have worked hand in hand to press the United States' suffocating boot of imperialism further down on the neck of the Middle East sovereignty. But why and to whose benefit? It's clear that this is not for the benefit of any of us here today. It's clear that Americans who are here today and Americans everywhere are fed up with forever wars. No, this war is for the benefit of politicians, their corporate backers, and their imperialist interests abroad, in our region in the Middle East. No matter what Trump claims, this is not a war for the Iranian people. It's a war for Israel. It's not a war for any of us here today. It's a war for Israel. So we are here today because we see through their lies and understand their ultimate goals of regional domination and imperialist expansion. We are here today because we are against this war. Who is here today because you're against this war? But if we are against this war, it's important that we understand that it didn't start today. It didn't start last summer, the last time Israel attacked Iran, and by the way, killed more than 1,000 Iranians in that attack. It didn't start in 1979 after the Iranian Revolution, when U.S. aggression via sanctions and other threats began. It didn't even start after the CIA-backed coup of the Iranian president who caught the ire of the U.S. after nationalizing the Iranian oil industry. That's not when the war started. This war started when Zionists, backed by imperialist powers, invaded our land with a plan of reconfiguring our entire region for imperialist interests. You see, when Zionism laid claim on Palestine and codified that claim by building their illegitimate state in 1948, they became an important base for imperialist control of our region. And they have made it the Middle East problem ever since. The U.S. and Israel for decades has bombed, destroyed, murdered, and tortured the people in our region, in the Middle East. And that includes the people of Syria, of Iraq, of Lebanon, and of Palestine. And Palestine is the culmination of it all. For the past 78 years, but especially for the past 2 years, in Israel's genocidal attack of Gaza. This attack on Iran is an extension of the imperialist violence we've seen enacted on Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Iraq for the past 2 years. The planes being flown above the strikes of Iran are American-made F-35 jets. These are the same planes that have been flown above the strikes of Gaza for the last 20 months and have dropped bombs on innocent civilians, children, hospitals, schools, places of shelter and worship, destroying the entire infrastructure of Gaza and murdering hundreds of thousands of people. As long as these jets and weapons like them flow unimpeded between the U.S. and Israel will have the resources at their disposal to continue their assault, not just on Palestine or Iran, but throughout the region, threatening the sovereignty and self-determination of any state that dares to stand up to the domination. If you stand with Palestine, it's not only because you stand on the side of justice, it's because you stand on the side of sovereignty. And it's precisely because of that reason you must stand with Iran too. From Palestine to Iran, free Iran, hands off the Middle East, and free Palestine. Please help us welcome up our next speaker from About Face, Veterans Against the War, Ariel.
Hello, Chicago. I wish I could come here at better times to tell you that we're past where we were just a few years ago, just 20 years ago. We didn't know that we would have a forever war, and we didn't know 24 hours ago that we would start another one today against Iran, against the people who we oppressed and have oppressed for generations. They would have you believe that your freedoms are reliant upon the oppression and murder of innocents across the world, when we know that not a single billionaire pedophile has paid for their crimes, that have taken our resources, our children from across the world for their hedonistic pleasure. Where is justice in that? Where is the justice in attacking the people of Iran? They would have you think that you can glorify yourself with the blood of those people, just as they did with the million dead in Iraq, with those dead in Afghanistan. It will never happen. They will spend you. I'm talking to you, veterans, and you, those service members, right now, preparing for this war. They will spend you and your soul, and you will not get it back when you come back. They will abandon you. Just last week, we all had to unite to stop the VA from taking away benefits. For them to say that, oh, you're medicated, that means you don't need disability. They want to throw you away. Those hard-earned interests and benefits that we fought for. There's no bottom to this corruption. There's no end to this disgusting malfeasance. They will go as far as they have to, and we have to unite and go as far as we have to not only stop this war, but dismantle the power that powers and funds genocide across the world. We are about veterans against the war. We say the because we recognize it's not just one that we have to unite. We are deeply informed by those Vietnam veterans that this is a forever war. There is always a cycle to continue another. When there is a political embarrassment, they kidnap a leader across the world. When they think that that was too easy, they start another forever war because they think that they can bamboozle you into thinking that your freedoms lie across in the blood of people whose blood runs just with the essence of freedom that ours do as Americans. Right. Service members, if you need heroes, I beseech you to look to those who stopped the My Lai massacre in Vietnam. A massacre launched by the interests of the military. Look to Hugh Flowers Thompson Jr. and his crew, Glenn Androta and Lawrence Colburn. They turned their weapons against their own service members to stop the horrendous violations in the My Lai massacre. They did what they had to, just as we had to do what we have to. If you have to lose a few socks, a few shirts down some drains, I say go the hell for it. Look to the Marine General Smedley Butler. He realized that he was a gangster for capitalism. He wrote a book, you can find out about it. He organized the bonus army to fight for the privileges and the rights that they earned as service members, that they want to take away from you at any cost, rather than pay the price for their billionaire agenda. Look to Aaron Bushnell, who decided that he cared so much about the Palestinian cause that he would sacrifice himself just for the attention, just so that he could show that there is something worth fighting for, there is something worth dying for, there is something worth living for, that we would not expend our life, our souls, for their billionaire agenda. Please look for the heroes among you. Rise up our troops to the actual heroic things that we can do. That's not war. It's living here, uniting here with labor, with the working class, against the oppression of anyone across the world.
Thank you. For anybody fasting, we do have dates in water on this side of the stage where I'm pointing. So if you're, pick your way up there if you have been fasting. Next up, I would like to welcome Malika from the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
You say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Iran now!
Hands off Iran now!
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Iran now!
Hands off Iran now!
We want justice, you say how?
As these chants are underway, I'll just remind you the best way that you can support support this stream right now is to like and share it as a way for these messages to reach a larger audience.
Today to oppose another illegal U.S. war. We say no to the U.S. war on Iran. My name is Malika. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Last night, Israel and the United States launched another round of attacks on Iran. And the human cost of these attacks is immense, with reports saying over 85 Iranian children were killed in the attack on the school. This is only the beginning of what could be another major war, which will only lead to more death and destruction, not only felt in Iran, but here too. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said the year before he was assassinated, the bombs in Vietnam explode at home. They destroy the hopes and possibilities for a decent America. Again, the U.S. is embarking on another war in Asia. The money being spent on these attacks should and can be used to fund our needs, not bombs and bullets that are making the war profiteers even richer. For my entire life and your entire lives, the billionaires have waged war in our name. Year after year, spending trillions and trillions of dollars on death and destruction. But is that what we want? No! We say no to the war on Iran. This war serves no one but a small number of elites and oil executives, and is a continuation of 2 years of genocide in Palestine and U.S. Israeli aggression throughout the region. Trump and his billionaires don't care about Iranians or human rights or democracy, as they tell us. This is just another war for the empire as Trump pursues his twisted goal of running the world. Trump said himself, service members are likely to die. But it's working class youth who have to kill and die, not the children of the politicians and the executives of corporations who cash in on the wars. Rather than waging war on the Iranian people, our tax dollars should go towards meeting the needs of us, like housing, like healthcare, and education. The $1 billion that we spend every year should instead be to address the dire crises that we're facing. It would cost $20 million to end homelessness in the United States. It would cost $25 million to end hunger, and it would cost $450 billion to provide health care for every person in the United States. All of this is just a fraction of the $1 trillion that we're spending year after year. But neither major party wants to change this, because the Democrats and the Republicans are committed to lining the pockets of the billionaires who profit from misery and destruction abroad and at home. And to wage all these wars, the billionaires have told us that our enemies are the people of Iran, that our enemies are the people of Iraq, or the people of Palestine. But this is a lie. Our enemies are not other workers around the world. Our enemies are the people who lay us off from our jobs. Our enemies are those that deny us health care, they deny us housing, they make it impossible to get an education. Our enemies are not in the poorest countries on the planet, but right here in the richest one. So again, I want to thank you all for coming out today to stand against another illegal war. We must build a massive movement against what Trump is saying what will be a war to destroy Iran. We must stay in the streets, and we will. Join us on Monday at 6 p.m. at Ivy Wells and Michigan to stop the war with Iran. We're going to fight back every day, and we're going to build an independent mass movement. A movement rooted in people's power, rooted in the desire to transform people's lives by transforming society. We can and we will fight back against the war criminals who run this society, and in doing so, we can build a world that we all deserve to live in, one that guarantees our basic rights and human dignity for all. Who got the power? What kind of power? People's power. Who got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? People's power. Thank you. Please
word in the state that's A-N-D-Y-T-H-A-Y-E-R. This is murder. This is murder. And it's not murder just by Trump and his cronies. Where are the Democrats on this? They can't figure out whether or not they're opposed to it, let alone do anything against it. Don't let anyone tell you that this is, quote, Trump's war. This is bipartisan. This is bipartisan. The Democrats are just as guilty of the slaughter of the schoolgirls this morning as Trump. Now Trump says that he's doing this war, this slaughter, because he cares about protesters in Iran. I got a secret for you. He doesn't give a damn about protesters in Iran any more than he gives a damn about protesters in Minneapolis and Bridgeview or anywhere else in this country. He wants to control Iran's resources. That has been the game all along. As a young man, I'm not young still. As a young man in 1978, I witnessed as then President Jimmy Carter attempted to clean up the mess they had made in Iran by installing a dictator decades and decades before. And I was happy when those helicopters crashed in the desert so that the Iranians would keep their sovereignty. Because the United States then and now and for decades have been attempting to commit murder so they can control the peoples and the resources of the world. That's what this is about. That's what they're doing in Venezuela is about. That's what they're doing in Palestine and threatening to do to Cuba is all about. We must reject their lies. We must also reject the weasel words of their democratic so-called opponents. We can only stop the war through our own efforts in alliance with the peoples of the world. That is the lesson of the Vietnam War, or should I say, the American War on Vietnam. It was service people like our friends in About Face today who refused to follow illegal orders. And in concert with the people of Vietnam, in concert with the civilian peace movement, they defeated the #1 empire in the world. That is our guide to how we're going to defeat the United States today. Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Please help me welcome up Omar from the Freedom Road Socialist Organization.
When I say stand up, you say fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. So the U.S. was coming out saying today that we need to take out a regime that represses its people, that represses its women, that kills its own civilians, that represses its own people, that has nuclear weapons. And what I thought is that, a part of them is right. We need to take down the United States! We cannot fall for the propaganda that tells us that this country supposedly wants to free Iran, but we are not free ourselves. They will lie to you and tell you that there is a greater evil than the United States and Israel. And that is a lie. They'll go through all types of intellectual arguments. But this is actually something that is extremely simple to me. Hundreds of schoolgirls died today. It is hard to express the full capacity of those deaths, to be able to comprehend that. But what I saw today is blood on a pink backpack that was sized for a child. So this is really easy to me, right? I'm on the side of the schoolgirls. And that any country that is against schoolgirls needs to be completely ungovernable. It just needs to go completely. This is our goal at Freedom Road Socialist Organization, and this is something that we've had success in making this country ungovernable. The system that allowed for this cannot continue in any old way. The reason why people like Trump and his allies do the things that they're doing today is because they know that U.S. hegemony is on its way out. And we need to have that same understanding, because we can't let Trump go out there with his own plans for what the future looks like, right? We need to protect our own vision, a working class vision, an anti-war vision, a vision that is on the side of the schoolgirls. So the bad news is that this is not something that we can just vote out. The good news is that we can fight like hell to get this U.S. government to end. We gotta stay ready, so we don't gotta get ready. And the only way you can do that is if you get organized, specifically with the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. Because we're not just ready for a fight, we're looking for one. Thank you, everyone. All power to the people.
How we feeling, Chicago? How are we feeling, Chicago? Are we ready to march? Are you ready to march? We're gonna line up behind these banners and head north.
Protesters are getting ready to march now, so I'll be marching right along with them.
On the ground, no planes in the air! No boats on the ground, no planes in the air! U.S. out of everywhere! U.S. out of everywhere! No boats on the ground, no planes in the air! No boats on the ground, no planes in the air!
Good. I love your work.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
U.S. out of everywhere!
I think you were there at Broadview when I got arrested.
We were there most days, so yeah, I love it.
Send my love to John. The fact that he can keep pace with you is
No
crazy.
planes in the air! No boots on the ground, no planes in the air! U.S. out of everywhere! U.S. out of everywhere! U.S. out of everywhere! U.S. out of everywhere!
Once this march gets underway, I'll start interviewing some of the protesters. But one thing I want to point out is not only are we there and live for the entirety of the speeches, right now most of the corporate press is out here is actually packing up and heading home. We're going to continue to march right alongside these demonstrators as they take to the streets. We're going to hear from them in their own words. Something that is done by criminally few. Something is done by criminally few media outlets in this country. If you want to support the work that we are doing out here, please go to statuscoup.com/join. It is only through your support that we're able to be on the ground like this in all of these cities across the country, as we have been the leading outlet documenting the creeping fascism that is on a ground level.
We demand liberation! And the Zionist occupation! Why? We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! No! 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 We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 As we start the march, folks, please make sure you stay behind the banners! 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 1! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting! 3! We want liberation now! 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 Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crime! We are here because it's time! Stop Israeli war crimes! We are here because it's time! Stop Israeli war crimes! We are here because it's time! Stop Israeli war crimes! We are here because it's time! Stop Israeli war crimes! The people united will never be defeated! 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 From the belly of the beast, U.S. out the Middle East. From the belly of the beast, U.S. out the Middle East. Turn those Navy ships around. Hands off Iran now. Turn those Navy ships around. Hands off Iran now. Turn Iran to Palestine. Israel's on borrowed time. From Iran to Palestine. Israel on borrowed time. Free, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Money for drugs
get myself here into this crowd just to be able to interview a few of the folks. It's working my way back away from that away from the loudspeakers so that we'd be able to hear our interview subjects a little better.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Pardon me, I'm a reporter, and I was wondering if I could interview you about why you wanted to be out here tonight.
Sure. I mean, I just was interviewed by another one.
Oh, were you?
I must have
You have a face for it, I guess.
Yeah, I must.
All right, I gotta just clip this to you. You keep walking.
Keep walking.
All right.
Who are you a reporter for?
Status Coup News, we're online independent progressive outlet and Midas Touch Network.
Sounds good.
So if I could have you start, just spell your name or however you want to be identified.
Okay, my name is Kate, K-A-T-E, Thompson, T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N.
All right, Kate, and why did you want to be out here tonight?
I woke up to the news that we were bombing Iran. You know, I knew it was coming, so I was ready to get out and protest. You know, I think there is no reason for us to be bombing Iran. It's Trump's aggression and Israel's aggression. Israel wants to get rid of Iran because they are the only possible break on Israel's expansion.
What was the message that you wanted to come out here to deliver?
To stop bombing Iran and to stop so loud to stop for Israel to stop occupying Palestine.
So these are obviously long-standing issues. I mean, you talk about Palestine, that's so multifaceted, so long developing. But even this war on Iran, we've seen it's been a multi-decade project, and we heard from some of the speakers tonight saying it's a bipartisan project. Do you hold both parties accountable for where we are in the country right now?
I do. I mean, my only hope though is that, you know, as I was reading comments today, they are so loud. I'm having a hard time concentrating with all that noise.
Apologies. I'll give you that question again, which is, do you hold both parties responsible for the state that America is in right now and the fact that we are going to war in Iran?
I do. I mean, I think the Democrats are somewhat meekly opposing it a little bit, but they should be much stronger. I mean, the only thing that gives me hope is, you know, I just can't keep this up with all that noise.
I understand. Thank you for making a valiant effort at it. I appreciate it. Let me grab that microphone back from you.
Yes.
Thank you. It is very loud out here. There's quite a few people. There's a few hundred here in the streets. And it seems like every other person has a bullhorn.
We are the people too. We want somebody free. We want liberation.
Pardon me, I'm a reporter. Would you mind if I interviewed you about why you're out here tonight?
Sorry, no.
That's all right. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. It's so cold out here right now.
Brutal.
I'm like, are we in New York right now?
Would you mind if I interviewed you?
Sure, why not?
Can you put this on?
Yeah.
Put that to your...
Oh, how do you do it?
Here, I was
Just
trying to
hold
do
it?
it, and then you were taking it. There. All right, there you go.
All right.
All right.
Do I look all right? Oh, I'm already on camera. All right, it's fine.
So first, if I could have you start, just say, spell your name or however you want to be identified.
Sativa.
You spell it?
Sativa.
Sativa. This is not the first time we've ran into each other today.
Right?
You were also out at the Broadview, Illinois ICE detention facility for protests out there today against the immigration crackdown here in Chicago and across the country. Do you see the war in Iran and the war on the American people here at home? Do you see them as linked, and if so, how?
I think that it's all just U.S. imperialism that we're seeing at work, and I think we're going to see a lot of the same tactics that are being used abroad, used at home.
Like what?
Like how they're like literally ethnic cleansing people. You know, like right now I feel like they're doing the same thing here, but it's a little bit softer. If you know what I mean.
Meaning not like rockets flying through the air here in Chicago.
Definitely not rockets, but I feel like they're definitely ethnic cleansing people. You know, they're taking them into camps, and they're definitely attacking certain demographics. You know, so I think now, you know, they're definitely doing the same thing to other people abroad that they do here.
Why was it important for you to be out at both demonstrations today? One protest isn't enough. You're out of the second.
It's not. You know, and I've always wanted to make the world a better place, and now that I'm old enough, I'm like, let's fucking go out and do it. You know, the world is such a shitty place right now, and I feel like it's our responsibility to make it a better place.
What would a better world, like what does a just world look like to you?
To me, it looks like a regular guy being able to go to the movies without getting bombed, and you know, just taking his girlfriend out or something. Like it's so crazy to me that people outside of the U.S. can't do that sometimes. I just want everyone's like life to go, like the quality of life to be a lot better, you know?
What are some of I'm assuming that, you know, we've heard the Trump administration try to justify this war in Iran as being about denying Iran's ability to get a nuclear weapon. I'm going to assume that whether or not Iran is developing a nuclear weapon, they're saying that they're not. But that aside, I assume this did not register in the top 50 issues for you. What might be those top 50 issues, or maybe just give me 2 or 3 that you feel like this administration should be addressing to actually improve your life?
I think that literally the first one, I talked to so many unemployed people recently. I talked to like 7 or 8, and that's people of different races, different ages, different walks of life. So if anything, more jobs, you know, and then a wage that we can actually use to survive. So many people are living paycheck to paycheck right now. I really think a lot of this shit is so unnecessary. So those are 2 of my top issues.
And you're addressing right there as like economic security at the bottom line. I'm curious, I've heard a lot of people talk about that economic security, the failing economy, and things like the Epstein files, as things that Donald Trump is looking to distract from with this war. But I've also heard the compelling argument that this war is not merely a distraction, it's also a culmination of a multi-decade project.
Yeah.
Where do you fall on the arguments about the reasons behind America entering this war?
I think that they're definitely being used by Israel as a puppet. I heard from some sources that actually that Trump is being blackmailed with the outside files by Israel. So I wouldn't even be surprised if that was true.
What do you want Democratic leaders to be doing right now? You live in a blue city, in a blue state, I would assume that this protest, in addition to appealing to the president, is meant to appeal to some of those local, state, federal leaders who represent you.
Right.
What action do you want to see them take?
I want them to hold the ICE agents accountable. I want them to actually represent the people that they're supposed to represent. And I honestly want them to redistribute some of the wealth that's at the top. I feel like a lot of the people in the middle and lower classes really aren't getting any of the wealth.
Anything else you would want to add while you have the platform?
Guys, do better. Get out there. If you haven't been to a protest, get out there. We need you. No one's coming to save us. We're going to have to save ourselves.
Steve, thank you very much. Let me steal that microphone back, and I'll let you go. Thank you. Just one voice of hundreds that is here in the streets in downtown Chicago as the march here gets very close to the lake shore and marches through many of the buildings of this iconic skyline. Flags of the anti-fascist movement of Palestine on display here. Pardon me. I'm a reporter. Would you mind if I interviewed you about why you wanted to be out here tonight? Sure? Got a microphone here for you. Clip it to you. All right. Let's see if I can get it on something a little bit better here.
I don't know.
I'm going to go on your hood.
Okay.
All right. Can I start with just getting have you say and spell your name or however you'd like to be identified?
Okay. Linda, Linda, Vasquez, Vasquez.
What made you want to be in the streets tonight?
Because I'm sick and tired of how our Congress isn't doing anything to stop Trump. He's a danger to our USA. He's dismantling our democracy, and I can't understand why more people don't rise up and try to stop him, because we don't have time to wait. We might not even make it to the elections because he's slowly but surely dismantling our democracy. And the main reason I'm out here is because I've been watching how the U.S. is allowing Israel to kill my friends. They killed a lot of my friends in Gaza, and they killed a lot of my friends and now they're doing the West Bank. My friends in the West Bank, they're stealing their homes, they're burning down their homes. The Israeli government is out of control. It's an illegitimate state, and it should cease to exist because it's nothing but a terrorist state. And our government is enabling it. And Biden did it. All the presidents, they're just so imperialist. They don't understand. The world hates us even more now because we just think we can go to a country and just kill their people for no reason. They killed all those little girls this morning, just bombed them and killed them. And Trump just sits up there and he's putting us in danger. So that's why I'm here today. I'm sick and tired of it. And I come down to these protests, and we should have more and more people protesting.
I mean, you've got hundreds here in the streets tonight. We've seen protests here in Chicago that numbered maybe as even high. At the No Kings protest got up to 300,000 people.
Right. But we're still having problems with our politicians. They're all Democrats, but they still support Israel because they're getting paid.
Israel poured $3 million into my district, my congressional district. They poured $3 million to defeat all the politicians running who are going to be for.
I assume you're referencing through groups like AIPAC?
Yes, AIPAC and all the pro-Israel. Now they're doing a lot of undercover giving because now they don't want to be under AIPAC because they know they're going to get outed. So now they're using Fair Share as the new one, and there's a lot of other ones, and they control our politicians, even our Democrat ones.
How does it make you feel to see, what is supposed to be the opposition party in this country, the Democrats, take the same money from these same groups that Republicans do, and then work together over the course of decades towards these regime change projects in the Middle East?
Exactly, and I've always been, you get cynical about some politicians, but it's very hard for politicians, for the people in Illinois. It's very hard because the mainstream Democrats, they shut us out. They don't let us get into the committees. They have all kinds of ways, and they shut us down. And I'm sick of it.
When you say they shut us down, how do you see that happening?
Because what they do is they don't fund certain candidates. They only fund certain candidates that they want. Like Danny Davis, he picked LaShawn Ford, just a flawed candidate, mainstream, and it's because he took money too. He should have retired 4 years ago. So they get their own people in, and then their own people get paid. They get paid off. A lot of money goes through their hands.
What would a better group of leaders in this country look like? What would they fight for?
First of all, they would fight to stop the occupation, because it's because of the U.S. that Israel continues to oppress and occupy the Palestinians. And that's the basis for the whole Middle East. The reason why they attacked Iran is because the American people are starting to get wise, and they're starting to realize, hey, wait a second, these people in Washington don't care about us. All they care about is their money and their dollars and who they can be rich by. A lot of those people, they come to Congress, they don't make a lot of money, and then they come to Congress and all of a sudden they're millionaires.
We're out here talking about the war in Iran, and we've gotten so deep on congressional corruption.
Because it's all connected. It's all connected. The reason he was able to go and do a war in Iran is because the military-industrial complex owns Congress. And Congress tries to justify...
Let me put that back on you there.
It's a little different. It's a little different now.
You just want to hold it, yeah.
Okay. It's a little different now because you got the internet. Because I've been protesting since 1974. And the difference is now...
You okay?
Yeah.
You're right? All right.
The difference is now they can't shut the people down like they used to be able to. Because the mass media don't own all the communication. The social media is... and that's why they're trying to buy the social media. Because they want to shut us down.
You're talking about efforts like through Larry Ellison buying TikTok and now many media properties like CNN and CBS.
Yes. So they can't, they're trying to control that. Like just today, I did some tweets to our Congress people at 3 o'clock in the morning, and Twitter locked me out of my account in 3 hours. Just because I did 10 tweets, and they don't like the fact that my tweets got out to all the Congress, because I know how to do a special way to get my tweet on. So, but they won't, the bag is open, they're not going to be able to push us all under the ground now. And the movement for Palestine in the U.S. blew this whole thing wide open. And so there's going to be a change because we started it. People are starting to fight. This whole ICE thing, that's just a continuation of what we've been doing with the Palestine thing.
This is not something
because they've been, as protesters, they've been shutting us down really bad. But in Chicago, we're a little lucky because we put a lot of pressure on the cops. They don't own us like in other cities. The cops own, but we own the streets. So yeah, we still get beat up and stuff, but they don't mess with us like they do in other cities. And the ICE crew showed it because they used to be like ICE, but now things are changed in Chicago. So we're doing better. But we should have 10,000 people out tonight. This is ridiculous because we're paying for this. We're paying for this war.
So we know
every time they drop a $10 million bomb, we paid for that,
And it's money that's not going towards helping people here at home.
Exactly, and they nickel and dime us to death, and we can barely survive. And then they don't understand why we're angry. I mean, come on. So that's why I'm out tonight, because it's like therapy. I can at least scream and get some of it out because it makes you want to just snap. It really does. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because I'm old. But man, I'm telling you, I can get just as angry as the young people, So that's why I'm here.
What's your message to people who aren't out tonight?
My message is do something. Everybody can do something. So you don't have to necessarily come out and march, but you need to be in the face of your congressperson. You need to be in the face of the local business leaders that run things, and you need to make a stand instead of just pretending you don't know what's going on. You need to get involved because you're not going to have a democracy much longer. So you're not going to be able to go on your little cell phone and do your little thing. Because the bottom line is, why do you think they're creating all these detention centers all over the U.S.? Because you're going to be next. They're going to put your butt in their neck. They start with my brown butt, but then they're going to come after you. And if you think you're not going to be come after, they won't come after you. Then you haven't read history. You don't know what fascism is. You don't know what history is.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. You're fantastic. I just want to...
Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation.
Just want to take a moment here to call out the fact that there are not many media outlets in this country that will call out the corruption present in both parties. Many media outlets serve one party or the other. We don't do that. We call out all political corruption where we see it. Platforming that woman is one way we've done that. Because frankly, many politicians in this country, the vast majority, are bought and paid for by the same corporate and other special interests on both sides. It's something we've reported on extensively over the years here at Status Coup, and something we will continue to do in the years ahead, especially as another presidential election looms and so many presidential hopefuls on the Democratic and Republican sides maneuver themselves to act like they are fighting for common everyday people when really they are serving the same corporate masters that so many different politicians throughout our history have done and continue to do. And of being able to have a truly independent voice that is on the side of everyday people in pushing for real leadership. If that's important to you, please go to statuscoup.com/join. For as low as $5 a month, you go to support our independent voice and keep us editorially independent and on the ground in places like Chicago, where I am right now, where hundreds of people have taken to the streets to call out this administration for its illegal war that it is waging in Iran.
No more money for Israel's crime. Not a penny, not a dollar. Not a penny, not a dollar. Not a penny, not a
Pardon me, man. I'm a reporter. Would you mind if I interviewed you about why you wanted to be out tonight? Yeah. Get you to put that onto your coat.
Is that good?
Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Could I get you to start just by spell your name or however you'd like to be identified?
Jordan, Jordan.
All right, Jordan, why'd you want to be out in the streets tonight?
I'm Iranian. My family's Persian. We came from Iran in the 70s. I have family in Iran that were impacted by this. I woke up this morning and I had to look up at the school my nieces go to is the one we bombed. So, fucking insane. It's not, but, you know, you don't know when you wake up in the morning like this, right? Especially the extent that we're bombing Iran. I don't know if tomorrow I'll find out that my uncle's dead or my nieces are dead or... Yeah. So...
We heard a confusing mishmash of arguments from the Trump administration about why they want to wage this war. One of them is for supposedly liberating the Iranian people.
I bet you the Iranian people are quite upset with the regime. My family in Iran doesn't like the regime. But what Iranians distrust more than their own government is America. Most Americans forget we ended the Iranian experiment in democracy in 1953. It's well documented that we couped their democratically elected government. And ever since then, Iranians have distrusted the American mission of peace and freedom and democracy. Because why should they trust it, right? We removed their government once when we didn't like it, and now we're trying to do it again. And this bullshit that we're doing is for people. Who would go out into the streets and support the government that just bombed your family, right? Like, that doesn't win hearts and minds. It's just, I think it's a blatant attempt to take out what America has hated in the region for a long time, which is a competing political entity that's not under their control. Iran has refused to play ball with the American regime due to long-standing distrust of the government, and now they see an opportunity to end that.
Have you been able to hear from your family in Iran? Do you know if they're safe?
No, because the government has a full comms blackout whenever these things happen. We won't know for probably weeks if my family's okay.
So what's it feel like right now living with that uncertainty?
It's weird when politics affect you personally, you know what I mean? It's one thing to talk about politics in the general sense, but it's another thing to wake up and think that your government killed your family, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, we won't know for a long time. But it doesn't really matter either way. There are families getting killed, whether they're mine or not, and nothing's going to come about this that really improves the lives of the average Iranian.
Or the lives of the average American.
Of course, we're dumping millions of dollars into a useless war that, what is it, only 21% of Americans even support? Like, at least with Iraq, we pretended, right? We made up a reason, we made up some reasons why, and then we did it. This was just complete bullshit. Wake up one day and just decide to bomb Iran.
I've been asking people here in the crowd about, you know, what issues could that money go to actually improve their lives. I feel like...
Give me fucking healthcare. What the fuck, man? Like, the money we spend on missiles that we shoot in the Middle East could easily fund the healthcare for every American. And yet neither Democrats nor Republicans give a shit about that. Democrats hate Iran just as much as Republicans do. They just don't want to be the ones to declare war because, you know, it's a bad look for them. It should be a bad look for Republicans too, but seemingly not. Yeah. I'm very worked up about
yeah,
this.
No, and I'm at a loss for words. How do you begin to talk to somebody who's, you know, like yourself, who is worried right now about if your family is safe? I can't, you know, like, I can't relate to that. I can sympathize with it, but I can't pretend to know.
And I think many Americans can't really experience that until it happens to them, and I think it's more and more likely it will happen to them. Whether it be in a family abroad or family domestically, all of our lives will eventually be impacted by what's happening.
When you're saying a family domestically, how do you envision that domestic impact happening?
I mean, shit, man, they're killing American citizens on the streets in Michigan, and I think the classic thing is that imperialism abroad is just a prelude for imperialism domestically. They are willing to do whatever they need for their donors, for their political mission. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not, I don't think.
I mean, you're calling it a prelude. I want to just point out we're standing in Chicago where this past fall, there was an occupation by the federal government here. So is it really even a prelude anymore? Do you feel like it still can get worse here domestically?
Oh, absolutely. It'll absolutely get worse before it gets better, I think. And we have no one coming to save us. And everyone that thinks that you can turn to one party or the other to save you from this, neither will. I mean,
so what's the way out?
I mean, I believe in independent working parties. I'm working to join one of the many socialist parties in the city. I've been a part of socialist party building for years now. And, you know, whether you think that will change the world or not, at least it's something that's other than the same fucking thing that keeps failing us every time.
I'm going to assume that it's not just you from your family that's here in the United States. Yeah. What's the conversation that you're having right now with your other loved ones?
Right now, especially with specifically Iran, I'm trying to tell people about the specifics of Iran because, you know, it is important to talk about, I think, imperialism and colonialization in the general sense, but if I have the knowledge, I know a lot about Iranian history, I have family in Iran, I think it's very important to understand these struggles in the specific, the history that America has had with Iran for half a century now, for the reality of what the 1979 revolution was, which was, it wasn't just a religious revolution, it was all parties of Iran, socialist to liberal to religious conservative, opposing U.S. imperialism. And the only reason why the Ayatollah came out on top, one of the few reasons, is because for decades before we had crushed the working class parties of Iran. And so what comes out of that? When you crush working class parties, what replaces the vacuum? Almost always it's religious extremism, right? Because people turn to whatever else will save them. I think Americans underestimate that if a government killed all your family, I think people would be far more likely to turn what they would coin as extremists than not, because, you know, it's desperation. If people don't turn to extremism when things are good, people turn to extremism when things are very, very bad.
Yeah. Let's pretend for a moment, and maybe you can't even pretend, and that would be understandable, but let's pretend for a moment that the Democratic Party suddenly woke up and its leaders actually wanted to give a shit about people like you, working men and women in this country.
I'd have to see them put it instead of just say shit, they'd actually have to do shit. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is like, what should a real Democratic Party that wants to fight for Americans right now, what should be on its agenda?
If the Democrat Party was entirely different than what it is today and was doing that, it would try to shut down the government right now. It would try to filibuster the floor until something is done. It would shut down every wing of government until the American government stops its war of aggression in the Middle East. There are things that can be done. They're not popular amongst Democrats, but they can be done to stop this.
Thank you so much for your time, man. Is there anything else you want to say while you have the platform?
No, just learn about Iran. Don't just let this be a moment of general anger at America. Learn about the country. Watch Iranian language films. There's great media and art and history out of this country, and you would be a more fuller person to know that.
Thanks very much, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course.
Here, before you run off, take that. I want to follow up with you about your family. Shoot me a text, dude.
Will do.
Thank you. That is an example right there about how politics has real life impacts on real life people. It's something that's humbling when you understand that your tax dollars are, I mean, I can't imagine them even going, like what that man must be feeling, knowing that his tax dollars are going to bomb his own family back in Iran, but just to know that it is having that kind of impact here. Our impact from the United States is having here countries overseas on real people. Something that's truly humbling is here. This demonstration now passes in the shadow of the Trump Tower in downtown Chicago. You'll have to excuse the waving camera right now as I'm trying to juggle 14 different things. I'm a one-man band out here tonight.
All right, Chicago, that concludes our program for today. But we're going to be out here a hell of a lot more in the next couple of weeks. So I better see all of you these next couple of weeks. Yeah! We are going to be out here, not just pressuring Donald Trump, not just pressuring Republicans, but pressuring Democrats too. That is why people like Donald Trump, people like Michael Frerichs, it's important to pressure them. You have to sign on to our campaign to demand Frerichs divest from the bonds that he invests in as Illinois Treasurer. He divests from those. And you can do that in the meantime in between those protests.
We'll be back!
We'll be back! We'll be back! We'll be back! We'll be back!
We'll be back! We'll be back!
But enough with this chant. Donald Trump, you fucking clown!
Donald Trump, you fucking clown!
The working class will take you down!
The working class will take you down!
Frerichs, you fucking clown!
Frerichs, you fucking clown!
The working class will take you down!
The working class will take you down!
Alright, thank you. Everybody get home safe. Go home with someone that you know.
The anti-war demonstration here in downtown Chicago is breaking up. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to draw this stream to a close now that this protest is breaking up. I've got to make my way back to my vehicle and back to my family tonight who are waiting for me in Wisconsin. So I've got to drive ahead of me as well. If you've been with me this entire time here out in downtown Chicago, thank you very much. We were live first at the Broadview, Illinois ICE facility earlier today where people are continuing to demonstrate against the domestic terror campaign that this administration is inflicting on the people here in the United States of America. And then tonight, obviously, here in the streets of downtown Chicago, protesting the international terror campaign that this administration is continuing to inflict on countries around the world, most namely Iran, where people are dying at the hands of U.S. weapons and military forces. Billions upon billions of dollars of your tax dollars, of American blood and treasure is being spent to repress people internationally and domestically here in this country for a dying neoliberal order in late-stage capitalism as it begins to disintegrate, which of course is manifesting itself first in horrendous income inequality in this country, the loss of job security, the loss of community, the loss of family in this country. And the last gasp of dying empires is to flail about, try and secure as much resources or try to secure some gilded past, and that is what Donald Trump with Make America Great Again has really sought to capture in the imaginations of Americans and tried to portray himself as the peace president, as the president who would fix the economy, and yet we have an economy that does not work for working people. And a nation that has now been embroiled in conflict after conflict, including another forever war in the Middle East. It's something that we continue to document here at Status Coup, and we will continue to document the terror campaigns that are being inflicted here domestically in cities across this country, as we did here in Chicago and as we did for several months in Minneapolis. We're going to continue that work, and we want to have you along as a partner with us in that work to help cover the massive expenses that it costs us to do this on-the-ground investigative and accountability journalism. If you want to be a part of that project, please go to statuscoup.com/join. For as low as $5 a month, you go to keep us the premier on-the-ground independent news outlet in this country, covering things that the corporate media should be covering in the same ways that we are, lifting up the voices of everyday people. So statuscoup.com/join. If you can't support us financially right now, I understand. Please just get subscribed to us on YouTube and our partners at the Midas Touch Network, and help support and subscribe to real independent journalism in this country. Journalism that isn't beholden to the same special and partisan interests that many other media is in this country. Support media that is lifting up the voices of working people. So on behalf of myself and all of our team here at Status Coup, our partners at the Midas Touch Network, thank you for being with us. And in Chicago, I'm JT Cestkowski. Stay safe.